Welcome to the real world. Cameron and Carson are both here. We are ready to break down all the movies we watched in February.
Yep.
We had the realies just happen. We've been busy.
That's right.
We typically try to get these videos done a little bit earlier. We're already a few days into March, but
that's right.
We still wanted to cover everything we watched in the month of February. So I'm going to kick it off because I'm actually going to go back to March 31st. That's when we recorded our last video, and I watched something that night.
Okay.
It's a movie called Her.
Ooh.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I can't believe you hadn't seen this.
Yeah, I got it.
Recently.
I got a cheap bargain bin movie somewhere.
Oh
I found it on Blu-ray and bought it because I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
You saw it before me.
Of course, yeah.
You
I saw
me.
Her a long time ago. I think I saw it before the first Joker movie.
I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it is excellent.
So well made.
Isn't it?
It's great performances across the board.
I think I compared it to, it's like an adult Wall-E.
Yeah, it's a good one.
In the same way that they're both like kind of prophetic.
Yes.
Future stories.
Future. This one's only a little bit in the future. But yeah.
A very like.
I mean, it's very timely now. This movie came out over 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's even more relevant than ever.
Sure.
With AI and everything going on, running rampant right now.
Yeah.
So highly recommend it.
Hers a great movie.
It's a great film with important themes.
Right. It's one of those movies we just got out of seeing Mickey 17.
Yes.
Which is also kind of a satirical commentary.
Yes, exactly.
On like society,
sci-fi framing,
and politics,
but a very relevant story.
And
about humanity and society.
Yeah, Her is a great example of that.
It's great. I use the lyrics for "Artificial Intelligence" by One Republic in my review.
Oh, great!
Because that song is sort of like the theme song for the movie. All right, let's jump to February now. February 1st. Did you watch anything February 1st?
My first is on the 5th.
Okay, so I'll go through the first. I rewatched Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Just got this on Blu-ray.
So
it's one of my favorites. It's so good.
Love it.
It's a great mashup.
It's
super funny and fun, action-packed. Stays true to Batman as a character. Includes the whole Bat family.
Yep.
Mixes it in with the Turtles.
Definitely.
And just, it's a perfect mesh.
Yeah.
It sounds like it wouldn't work. Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they totally make it work.
Totally.
It was great.
Because it's the Bat family. You got the Turtles family. And
exactly.
You've got the
they
Batman
kind of
family.
pair them up.
And I've just got to say, that battle between Batman and Shredder is maybe the coolest fight we've ever seen. It is so sick.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah, incredible.
Great movie. Highly recommend it. Check it out if you haven't.
BVTMNT.
That's right. That's
right.
BVS. That's what we call it. That's right.
BVTMNT.
Exactly. I think Troy Baker does Batman in that, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And Joker.
He does many characters.
He does great. He does a great job.
I just played Batman Arkham Shadow.
Oh, is he Batman in that
virtual reality game. He's not Batman.
Oh, who is he? Joker?
He's Joker.
Okay.
And he's like 10 other people.
Oh, really? Okay.
He does so many voices.
Very talented guy.
He is. He's Two-Face in that game.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Harvey Dent. He does a good job.
So I watched that February 1st in the morning. Later in the evening, I watched Casablanca.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite films of all time.
Excellent movie.
I watched it with the Roger Ebert commentary.
What did Ebert have to say?
Very interesting. It's one of his favorite movies.
Great.
He knows all the history.
Yeah.
So he got in-depth on it. Excellent commentary. Highly recommend it.
That's awesome. Casablanca's excellent.
February 2nd.
Yep.
Every year. I watch Groundhog
Day.
On Groundhog Day.
I watched it with you as well. We watched it together.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of all time.
It's very good. We did a video on Groundhog Day. Check it out.
Yeah, you have to check out our video on that.
Our first real world breakdown.
That's right. All right, go to your on February 5th. What'd you
February 5th, I watched The Sugarland Express.
For the first time.
For the first time ever.
That's right. You borrowed it.
This was, I guess, Spielberg's first movie.
We gotta break out this book right here.
Aside from Duel. Was
That's
Duel
right.
before or after this?
Duel was his first, but that was technically made for TV.
It was made for TV.
It's still considered his first film, it did get a theatrical release.
Right.
But Sugarland Express
was his first theatrical
for the screen.
Yeah. Great.
This book, if you're a Spielberg fan,
all the films.
A Spielberg mega fan, I should say.
Spielberg, all the films. That's the name of the book.
This is the book to get. It is absolutely phenomenal.
It's massive.
I'm just barely into it. I got it for Christmas. I'm up to Duel. I just finished reading about Duel.
Oh, okay.
So Sugarland Express is coming up very soon.
Excellent.
My reading.
Is it caught up to what's the latest movie in the book?
I'm right here. It goes all the way to Fableman.
To Fableman.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's the one I think it should.
Yes.
If it was going to end anywhere.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Sugarland Express was great. I loved it. I had no idea what it was going to be. And of course, it is a small character-focused, almost road movie.
Loosely based on a true story, too.
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. I got a lot of Coen Brothers vibes from it, because it's a very southern kind of movie.
Yep.
It's a lot like Raising Arizona a little bit. There's kind of a baby. It's got like the focal plot device. But a great movie. A great movie about
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn.
Fantastic in
It's
this,
probably her best role I've seen her in.
It's up there, for sure.
It's so good. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was such a great movie. And the amount of cop cars in this movie rivals Blues Brothers.
It's pretty close, yeah.
So it's definitely worth watching. I watched that on the 5th.
Okay, great watch, great movie. What do you have next?
On the 7th.
Okay, hold on. I might have something on the 6th. Yeah, I have something on the 6th.
Okay.
I rewatched Bringing Up Baby.
Okay.
February is Valentine's. Kind of, I was tried to watching some romantic films.
Sure.
I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And huge Cary Grant fan.
Yep.
Katharine Hepburn's in this. Howard Hawks directed, one of my favorite directors.
Howard Hawks.
And they all knock it out of the park. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So unexpected.
Yeah,
it was
such an interesting time when we would get movies that were just like every one of those movies were just great.
1938, man. The
They
30s.
just really-
The golden age.
I guess. The golden
It was
age.
my favorite era.
Yeah.
30s and 40s. I just love all those
So
movies.
interesting.
It's a great kind of... it's like one of the original rom-coms. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And it's... all these hijinks they get into is just fantastic. Also on the 6th, I rewatched while I was editing videos. So I wasn't like super locked in necessarily. Monkey Man, one of your favorites from last year.
Loved Monkey Man.
I really had a great time rewatching it. It's
great?
very well made, tightly edited, hard-hitting action, great music.
Yeah. Yeah. And that shot, man, I'm telling you, that chase.
All the quick cuts to the music.
Yep.
I mean, it's great. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, you got to check out Monkey Man. It's one of the standout films from last year, for sure.
Would recommend Monkey Man as well.
Yeah. All right, what do you got on the 7th?
On the 7th, I watched Fast and Furious 6, because I've been on a rewatch.
Oh, that's right.
With our little brother.
That's right.
He's never seen them. So
that's right.
I was trying to show them to him in chronological order. So we went 1, 2, and then we skipped Tokyo Drift.
Right.
Until after
4, 5,
6.
6, right.
So after 6, our next one is now Tokyo Drift.
Okay, cool.
But Fast and Furious 6 is so fun.
Yeah, it's a great.
It
might be my favorite.
Stands out as the quintessential Fast and Furious movie.
I agree.
In my mind.
I agree.
Where it's like the Avengers of Fast and Furious.
Right.
You're bringing all these characters together. It's this epic action extravaganza. So fun. So fun to watch.
Some memorable moments in it.
Definitely. Good balance as well. Humor and action.
Yep.
Chris Nolan loves those movies.
Right.
I think it's the only thing we would really have in common. Is our love for Fast and Furious.
Also on the 7th, we watched Carry On.
Carry On.
Remember Carry On?
Oh, I remember. Oh, I didn't even log it because I forgot. I watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable.
Yes.
This is the new Netflix movie everyone's raving about. We didn't get it.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't get it.
I forgot I watched that
We didn't
movie
get it.
completely.
It just, it fell flat for us, I think. I think it really fell flat. And it's like, when a movie's hyped like that, it's like, a lot of people tell you, you gotta watch this. This movie's great. It's one of Netflix's best movies.
Well,
it's so well done.
It's a remake of...
It's exciting.
It's a remake of Die Hard 2.
Right.
Which might be the worst Die Hard movie. I don't know.
It probably... It's my least favorite, for sure. It's definitely my
on the
least
list.
Yeah, Taron Egerton, I like him. I just think the material is so weak that it doesn't matter what great actor you got in this role. It wouldn't have worked. Yeah. Jason Bateman's doing some things that are kind of interesting,
Jason
but
Bateman
he doesn't take it far enough.
Jason Bateman has a literal phoned-in performance.
He literally phones it in.
He's over the phone through most of the movie.
Yeah, it's a voiceover role, essentially.
It's too long. It's too predictable. It's too forgettable.
I agree completely.
It's just a pity that movies like that are the ones that Netflix keeps churning out. It feels so much like a product.
Yep. Just by the numbers.
Like
everything's by the numbers. Super generic.
The whole time I'm watching it, I'm just thinking of better movies.
Exactly.
I'm just reminded of, The Terminal's a great movie.
Right.
I'm like, Die Hard 2 is more fun than this.
Right.
Which is saying a lot.
I know. I give it 1.5 stars.
Okay, 1.5 stars. I also watched that movie, but forgot to log it. I don't even think I'd give it any star ratings. I don't even know. Forgot I watched it.
Half a star from Carson. On the 8th, I rewatched Star Wars. The original Star Wars
I
film.
also rewatched Star Wars, but much later.
Yeah.
Why did we both watch Star Wars?
Well, my little ones hadn't seen it in a while.
Okay.
I shown it to them when they were pretty young.
Good.
And we had been watching Clone Wars and Rebels and Ahsoka. They even watched the Ahsoka series.
Right.
And so I was like, let's pop in episode 4.
Star Wars is an interesting phenomenon.
It's perfect for kids.
It surrounds us. It binds us.
It penetrates us. Binds the galaxy together.
It really does.
Yeah.
In an interesting way. I also rewatched it this month.
Right. You rewatched it with adults.
I rewatched it with,
which is a very different experience.
Grown-ups.
Because the kids, when I showed it to the kids, they're like, they want to watch it again immediately.
Exactly.
They love Princess Leia. They love Luke and Chewbacca, and like it's just weird thing that they're experiencing for the first time. I watched it with one of my
grown-up friends who had never seen Star Wars.
Right.
So I have don't tell George, but I have the theatrical cut.
That's right.
Of the movie. We both have copies.
That's right.
So I brought my home projector and we projected it onto a wall and watched the movie that way.
Great.
It is a movie that has been translated through cultural osmosis.
Correct.
In a way that there are no more surprises.
Right.
There's no more intrigue.
It's almost like The Sixth Sense.
Into
like
the
everyone
plot.
knows the ending.
Sure.
It's like it's one of those.
It's a movie you really have to see as a kid.
Yeah.
It's so important to see it when you're young.
Yes.
Because
100%.
Otherwise you won't really...
You won't appreciate it.
You won't appreciate it and you won't appropriate it.
Correct.
You won't be like that moment for me watching that. I feel for Luke. Exactly. I feel Luke's feelings.
Yeah. Right.
It's so important to connect to Luke, especially in those movies.
It was also, I was just reading in my review, the 93rd birthday of one John Williams. That's also another reason I watched it that day.
Still composing.
He's still going, man. It's pretty crazy.
He's trying to beat Eastwood, I'm betting.
Right. Later that night, on the 8th.
Can you imagine a Clint Eastwood directed, John Williams scored
I would love it.
Movie with
just guys in their 90s.
All the oldest actors.
Right, exactly.
All the oldest actors possible.
Exactly. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
Later that
call it
day,
Retired Extremely Dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah. They already made it.
Oh.
Later that night, I watched The Idea of You. This is another 2024 film I wanted to get in before the release, our big award show. Just trying to watch as many of these as I could. It was on Prime, so I just threw it on. This is Anne Hathaway's latest. And it's a really, really bad movie.
Yeah, I heard about this.
It's a bad concept. It's a poorly executed concept. Anne Hathaway is good in it, as she always is. Fantastic actress. But man, this movie falls flat on its face hard. Because of, again, just the whole idea I wasn't on board with from the word go. But I endured the entire film.
Well, endure and survive, my friend.
Endure and survive. 1 star. I called it in my review, cringeama. I've come up with a new term. It's not cinema, it's cringe cinema, so it's cringeama.
I think we talked last month about me watching Never Been Kissed.
Oh, yeah.
And
you had a similar experience.
That falls right into the same category for me.
Right.
Should have been a musical. Never Been Kissed would have been a great musical.
All right, after the 7th, what do you have? Do you have something on the 10th? Okay, go ahead. I watched something on the 10th,
On the 10th, I watched Saturday Night.
Oh.
This was my last minute watch it before the Oscars.
You gotta get the Blu-ray so I can watch it.
For the realies. Saturday Night was...
You're a big fan of this.
So interesting. Yeah. It really captivated me when I watched it. Yeah. I grew up on 90s SNL a little bit.
90s
we had a lot
early
of
2000s.
Or 2010s really is my era of SNL.
Right.
Yeah, that's my
era
cast.
Is more. Andy Samberg,
Chris
Parnell,
Bill Hader.
Right.
They're my SNL
Kristen
cast.
Wiig. Yeah. Sure.
This is the first SNL cast, which I've seen none of.
Neither of us. We've seen clips. I mean, right? Yeah. I've seen
very old snippets, but I've never watched it.
Right.
We
weren't alive.
That's true.
The parents were barely alive.
That's right. But what an interesting time. What an interesting time for television.
You know what I just watched today? I was listening to Joe Rogan, just had Bill Murray on. And they talked a lot about his early days at SNL because he was part of that early cast.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Very well paced.
Got to check it out.
Very, very well cast.
Definitely.
The cast to me is the reason to watch the movie.
Yeah. You said it's well edited too. It's got this kind of
it's got a
ticking
great,
time bomb.
frantic, almost Uncut Gems like pace.
I like it. Okay. Cool.
But way more funny. Yeah. It's comedy through and through.
The same day, I watched Gladiator 2.
How did that go?
Which I was surprisingly entertained by.
Okay, good.
I was entertained by this film.
It's Ridley Scott. It's either a hit or a miss.
Correct. This is a hit for me. I really liked it. It doesn't get to the heights of the original, obviously.
Who would?
You can't do it. It was foolish to make a sequel, in my opinion. But if you're gonna do a sequel, right? If you're gonna do a sequel to Gladiator, this is, I think, the best way you can do it. Okay. They went bigger and crazier with the action scenes, which apparently some of them are based in real history. A lot of this movie isn't. It's not going for historical accuracy. Right. This is going for let's tell a story in a history. Right. Exactly. But Denzel is, of course, always great. He's really the reason to watch this movie. Yeah. I like Pedro Pascal in it. Paul Mescal, the two Skells in this film. They do a great job. Connie Nielsen's back. Okay. Great lavish production design. It's huge budget. I mean, it just looks fantastic, the whole movie. So I would recommend it. Okay. I would say go watch it. Check it out.
Isn't Joseph Quinn?
Joseph Quinn is fantastic in it.
Okay.
The twin emperors, they really stood out.
That was what I wanted to watch it for. I heard he had an interesting performance.
Yeah, definitely. And they used the Roman numeral, which is, of course, the best way to go. If you're doing a Gladiator, aye. It's the only way they could have.
It's the 11th Gladiator film.
That's right. What do you got next?
I still think that the original pitch for a Gladiator sequel is better.
Yeah.
To have Maximus be reincarnated into the next war. Yeah. That would have been sick. Yeah. Can you imagine 10 Gladiator movies going all the way up to World War II? That'd be insane.
Would have been great.
It's like the opening credits of X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Exactly, but a whole movie.
The whole movie, yeah.
All right, what do you got next?
Let's see. On the 12th, I watched The Dead Don't Hurt.
Oh, you borrowed this from me.
Yes.
This is one of my favorites from last year.
Yes, it was.
What did you think of it?
Initially, I didn't like it.
Really?
And when it started, I was like, I don't know. This is just going to be a slow, boring modern Western. But by the time I was probably 20 minutes in. Sure. I was like, I am totally into this.
You start getting the flashbacks with them, their whole kind of meet cute, and the love story.
And I think the opening scene, the first 2 to 5 minutes, is very good. Yeah. But from there on, it kind of is a little dull in the first act. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the second act is just terrific.
Really picks up.
Really, you get to know these characters. Right. You get to know these people. Yep. You see their relationship blossom. Yep. Such a cool thing. And the third act is awesome. Yep. So I definitely I enjoyed Dead Don't Hurt more than I expected I would.
Good.
It won me over in the end.
So that was the 12th. 13th, I watched two movies, two of my favorite romantic films.
I'm about to talk about a movie I also watched on the 13th.
Oh, really?
You better buckle up.
Mine were The African Queen, John Huston with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn again. One of my favorites, a great romantic comedy adventure film, all shot on location.
Love it.
In Africa, or mostly shot on location in Africa. And then The Quiet Man. These are two of my favorites. The Quiet Man, that one I really like a lot. The Technicolor photography of Ireland. They went over there to shoot it. John Ford and John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara. Wonderful movie. Yeah, it is. Super fun, funny. Great characters. Features the longest fist fight in movie history.
Really? Is it still that title?
I think it does. I'm pretty sure. Dang.
Only an Irish film would have that.
Absolutely. So yeah, those two are just classics that I've watched so many times and I can't get enough of. Right. So I'm glad they're in my collection. I have them on Blu-ray. They look fantastic.
I love it.
What do you have on the 13th?
On the 13th, I watched Becoming Led Zeppelin.
Oh, this is the documentary that came out in theaters.
Yeah, documentary. I watched this in the theaters.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst documentary I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
It is.
Wow.
It's actually the antithesis of a documentary.
Really?
The point of a documentary is to shed light on something that people are otherwise unaware of.
Correct.
Like some kind of topic or subject.
Yeah.
Something that's underrated or underappreciated.
Right.
A life lesson. A lot of documentaries about bands or historical figures. will have like a moral to the story at the end.
Sure.
Like, this is their legacy. This is what you learn from them.
Mm-hmm. This had none of that.
This had nothing.
Oh no.
This deliberately ignored
wow.
large portions of the band's less than ideal history.
Yikes.
It was shocking.
It was a fluff piece.
It was a major fluff piece.
It was just to kind of like, oh, this is such a great band.
I'll tell
right?
you what. The movie was over 2 hours of watching the members of the band look at archival footage
and go, wasn't that great?
Well, they literally what's so weird is they literally don't even remember doing those things because they were so drunk and high off of their mind while they were playing. It's really a sad story. It's really a very sad story.
That's the moral.
It's a moral that the movie doesn't present, that the movie ignores.
Yeah.
I'll say there's only one good shot in the whole movie, and it is when, and it really sums up kind of my feelings about it. My takeaway that the movie didn't want me to take away from it. It is during the moon landing. While there was an actual man on the moon, and humanity was like, wow, look, I can't believe we did this. This is crazy. Right. They were in a tent playing a show.
Really?
Totally ignorant of the situation.
Oblivious to what was happening.
Just oblivious, didn't care. Didn't care about any of it. Wow. It's like history and life just passed them by.
Right.
And they didn't care about any of it.
Right. Wow.
All their songs are just about drugs and nonsense.
Right.
So yeah, it was sad.
It's sad.
I mean, I like a lot of Led Zeppelin songs.
Sure, they're
and this movie
super
is
talented
just
guys.
Wall to wall Led Zeppelin songs in their entirety.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a concert movie.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, the amount of things that they just ignored and glossed over. It literally stops. The documentary stops before the 1980s.
Oh.
So before the 70s actually.
Okay.
Before the band became popular.
Right.
And then it was just a mess. It was terrible.
Let's move along to another mess. On the 15th, we both watched Captain America: Brave New World.
That's right. We did.
For me, this is a movie...
You know, I wanted to mention this movie earlier when we did our out of the theater Mickey 17 reaction, and I forgot the title of it. I guess it's
the title. I was watching a video today.
It's so forgettable.
The title has nothing to do with the film.
No.
There's no reason for it to be called this.
There's no bravery.
There's no newness.
There's nothing new.
It's a little bit about the world.
I guess it's about the world of the MCU.
Captain America, Fearful Old World is what it should have been called.
That's exactly right.
It's a movie, to me, also failed by its own marketing. Not only was
because of Red Hulk.
It was reshot to death. We know this.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's about nothing.
Yeah.
It's an empty film.
And it's sad because you can see parts of the movie that are like, oh, that probably was about something.
Exactly. There's hints of something in it.
Yeah.
It makes it more frustrating. Mm-hmm. Harrison Ford, to me, saved the film because he's my favorite actor, and I loved seeing him in this role. I think he did a great job in this role.
Yep.
Red Hulk was really cool. the very limited screen time they had.
I'd say he's probably the most well-developed character in the movie.
Exactly. But again, the marketing failed the film.
That's sad because he's literally angry government man, misses his daughter.
Right.
And becomes a monster.
Correct.
That's his whole character.
Yep. And the whole movie builds to this moment of him unleashing Red Hulk on the world.
Yeah.
And the marketing gave it all away. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there waiting for something is coming.
The actual third act climax is in every piece of marketing.
Every marketing piece. Basically shows you the entire scene.
Yeah.
So it's a movie...
They actually released the entire closing fight sequence online.
Yeah. I know.
It's nuts.
It is insane. So, moving on from that one, what did you watch after the 15th?
The last movie I watched it in February was...
Hold on to it, because I'm going to build to that.
Okay.
Because this is one we're going to spend a lot of time on.
Yeah, we will.
I watched Bird on a Wire on the 21st. I'd never seen this movie before. I got it on Blu-ray. It was on sale. Kino Lorber had it.
Nice.
It's another Goldie Hawn.
Okay.
This is the month of Goldie.
Great.
It's her and it's Mel Gibson.
Nice.
Paired up.
Okay.
This fun, sort of action-y...
What movie is this?
Bird on a Wire, it's called.
Bird on a Wire.
And it's sort of like he's, in the Witness Protection Program.
Okay.
And she runs into him, and they've got a past, and they're on the run from these guys, who are hunting him down. And It's just really fun. It's funny. It's got some great action scenes in it.
Okay.
It's really well made. It's really well made. I can't wait to watch it again. It's one that I'll definitely revisit in the future.
Good.
So you got to check that out. On the 22nd, I watched Quantes, one of my new westerns I got for Christmas.
Okay.
This is a very noirish western. It's interesting. It came out in the 50s.
That's cool.
The noir genre was still popular, and it's all set in this one town, and it's just a few characters, and they're waiting on this thing to happen, and it's just all about the character dynamics and relationships and all these different things.
I like that.
Very good movie. Then on the 25th, so you watched it the day before me.
That's right.
Because you watched Red Letter Media had a video on this movie.
That's right. They always do their Mike and Jay talk about a movie.
Right.
And it's like their serious recommendation. Most of their other videos are just like cynical nonsense.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah. They recommended a while ago. Well, before this, a while ago they recommended what is it called? Dinner in America.
Oh, right.
Which I watched and loved.
Yeah.
Dinner in America was such a ride.
Right.
And then so I'm like, okay, whatever they say next, I'll probably watch because I really enjoyed their last recommendation.
Right.
So we watched The King Tide.
Yes. This is a 2023 film.
Yes.
That you can watch on Prime right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can also watch it on Tubi, I think.
Yeah.
This movie is brilliant.
It is. Yeah.
It is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
More people need to uncover. Do some digging, folks.
It's true. Yes.
Type it into the search bar. The King Tide.
I've recommended it to many people because it's so enjoyable.
This is such a well-made film.
Mm-hmm.
Small budget.
Yeah.
One location.
Yep.
Small cast.
Mm-hmm.
But they knock it out of the park. It is so thematically rich.
Mm-hmm.
Well acted.
Yeah.
Beautifully shot.
Mm-hmm.
On location.
Yeah.
So
we're giving this movie our recommendation. We don't want to tell you too much about it.
I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I'm just going to tell you the title. I don't even think we should give away anything else. Honestly,
okay.
Just tell them to go watch it.
That's fine.
That's the whole point of this.
Sure.
Don't even read the plot synopsis. When you pull it up, just hit play. You don't need to know anything about it.
It's the one with
the less you know, the better. It's one of those movies where you just want to be thrown into it.
But we need some kind of preface as to what kind of movie this is.
It's very M. Night.
It is.
It's a very M. Night Shyamalan film.
It is a little Shyamalan.
If you like The Village, if you like The Sixth Sense, if you like, but movies like
again,
that,
expectations should be lowered because there's no there's no
big
twist.
There's no
M. Night twist.
That's the vibe.
Sure.
Signs is the vibe this movie puts off. It's this kind of uneasy feeling. You don't really know what's going on.
It's an ethical dilemma story.
Correct.
The whole story is about what do these people do about this situation.
Correct.
What's the right thing to do?
Yep.
What's the responsible thing to do here?
Mm-hmm.
What's the loving thing to do? Mm-hmm. And they kind of develop this society.
There you go.
And it's pretty interesting.
That's it. It's fantastic. You just got to watch it. Trust us. Trust us on this. If you like those movies I mentioned, if you're into that kind of thing, and you want just a movie that'll make you think.
I would say it's like a thriller.
It is. It's sort of a thriller.
But it's more of a drama.
So it's more of a dramatic thriller.
Yeah.
I would say is how I would put it into words.
Sure.
But yeah, I was really really impressed by it. So check it out.
I love it.
That's it. Last film I watched because Gene Hackman passed away was Superman. I had to put on something with the great Gene Hackman. Passed away at 95. Yeah. So I had to put that one on because that's the performance I've seen him in the most. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great Lex Luthor performance.
Yeah.
I think it's just so... Sure. He made it his own, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And
I also rewatched Quick and the Dead.
Oh, did you?
You just reminded me.
Good. That's a great movie that he's
one of my favorites.
Sam Raimi. Excellent stuff. All right, well, that's it, folks. That's all for our movie watch list for the month of February. Let us know if you like any of the movies we mentioned. What did you watch in February? Leave that in the comments down below. We want to have a conversation with you about these. Hope you're enjoying these videos. We're going to do another one in March at the end of March. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. Follow us both on Letterboxd, and we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.